Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. So a few quick disclaimers before we get into the video. I am severely sunburned. It is quite obvious looking at me. So there was no attempt at any makeup today, so just excuse that. I'm also using my headphone microphone because I don't have a camera microphone, and I have a house full of people, so that is why this is on. I hope the audio is okay, but now that those disclaimers are out of the way, so today's video is going to be a story time about the time my friend landed us in the ER at 2 to 7 in the morning. We were there for hours, so let's just go right into the story time. So it all started out, we went to the bar. It was what we call Thirsty Thursday and what we call egg night. So we went to the bar and we were having a good time. We all got overly drunk this night. I went with two of my friends and I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know if their drinks were just stronger because none of us had been to this bar before, but I don't know if their drinks were stronger or what the hell happened, because we really didn't drink any more than we usually do. But man, we were loaded. So I was outside getting some air, and then I came back inside and I was looking for my friends, and I found my friend. We'll call her I was gonna say Brittany, but I know too many Brittany's. We'll call her Alexis. I went inside to find Alexis, and I found Alexis crying with my cousin's girlfriend. And so I first saw my cousin's girlfriend and I was like, hey, have you seen Alexis? And then I looked down and it's Alexis crying. So I was like, what's wrong, what happened? And she said she was pushed on the dance floor and that her wrist really hurt. And so me, being a lifeguard, I was trying to do first aid and be like, put it on your shoulder like this, and we'll go get a taxi and take you to the hospital. Well, first I was asking if she thought that she needed to go to the hospital, and she said yes. So me and Alexis and my cousin's girlfriend go outside, and we are sitting in the parking lot. I'm phoning my other friend, we'll call her Kylie, who we came with. It was me, Kylie, and Alexis who went together, and we just met up with some friends. But I was phoning Kylie and my cousin's girlfriend was phoning us a taxi, and because our city didn't have Uber yet, so we were all waiting for taxis, which were very hard to come by. So we were waiting for this taxi, and I was phoning Kylie. I was like, we cannot leave without Kylie. And then Kylie comes out of the bar crying because she thought we left her. And then, so we all get in this taxi van. So there was like me, Kylie, Alexis, and my cousin's girlfriend. And we all get into this taxi van and we go to the hospital. We go to the emergency room. Keep in mind, it's like 2 in the morning. Literally 2 in the morning, because the bar was closing and that's when our bar is closed. So it was literally 2 in the morning. We go to the ER and we check her in, and no problem. I helped her check in because she was a lot worse off than I was. I wasn't sober, but I was a lot more sober than she was. So I was helping her check in, saying her name, all this stuff, and texting her boyfriend from her phone, telling him what happened. And oh my god. So we finally get her checked in, and they put her in a bed, and she is sleeping on and off, and when she is not sleeping, she is puking. And this is just a kind of a funny side story. Well, not even. This is how we ended up in the ER. Oh my god, she puked in a sink in the hallway of the ER. And then all of a sudden this nurse comes up to us. No, she can't puke there. And here I am holding her hair as she's puking in the sink in the hallway of a hospital ER. And we're like, okay, well, she needs something to throw up in, like, because she was that drunk that she was throwing up. So that's why I kind of think they weren't taking any of us seriously, because we were all clearly drunk except for my cousin's girlfriend. But anyway, so we waited. She was sleeping on and off in that bed, and I was sitting beside that bed. Kylie had phoned her sister to come and pick her up, and then my cousin's girlfriend also got picked up by another friend. So it was just me and Alexis in this ER now, and she's puking on and off, sleeping on and off, but it took 2 hours for a doctor to come down and see her. When we walked in, there was nobody in the CR, like nobody. We were the only people there, but it took 2 hours for a doctor to come and see her. The doctor came and saw her, and then we were waiting. So the doctor was there at 4, and we were waiting, and then he came back like probably a half hour later. During this half hour though, we were kind of freaked out because she was awake. Like the doctor was like, oh, I'll be right back. So she sat up and she was awake, whatever. Somebody came in handcuffs, like somebody in a jail uniform. Somebody came in a jail uniform with jail guards. Like somebody from the prison had to come to the ER. When you're the only people in the ER and some people from the prison come, it's a little sketchy. And keep in mind, it's 4 a.m, we're drunk, we're tired, it's sketchy. We were at one of the better hospitals in our city, so that was a plus. But then the doctor comes back and says, you need to go and get an x-ray. And I phoned the x-ray, and that's what he was doing. He was phoning the x-ray saying like, get the call-in person here, like she needs an x-ray now. So then we wait. Another 2 hours go by. We get the okay from the nurses at the desk saying you can take her up to x-ray now. Here I am, drunk, pushing my drunk injured friend in a wheelchair, even though it was her wrist, not her ankle, but she was in a wheelchair, and I had to wheel her up to x-ray. Keep in mind, unfortunately, I did know this hospital pretty well because sick family, but I didn't know where the emergency room was. I was never in the emergency room. We were always in like my family's hospital room, and so I didn't know where the emergency room was to get to me to x-ray. And so I was like, how do I get there? Like it was kind of like the blind leading the blind and the drunk leading the drunk, literally. But they gave me semi directions. We had to take an elevator up to the 3rd floor, whatever. We get there, she gets her x-ray. It's 6 o'clock now. We get back down and we wait for another hour. It's like probably 6:15. The x-ray person, once we got up there, was good, but they took 2 hours to get there, or an hour and a half to get there, hour and a half to 2 hours. And so we went up there at 6. We get back down at like 6:15, and then we wait. Keep in mind, there's like one other person in the ER at this time. The prisoner from the jail had been moved on already. There was one other person had come in that entire time we were there, other than the prisoner, or prisoner. I don't know what else to call him. But so there's 2 other people that came in, the person from the prison and then somebody else, and then us. But we're waiting, and there's only one other person in the waiting room. But we were put in the hallway. Again, she went back to her bed in the hallway and fell asleep. Again, I hadn't fallen asleep yet. I finally started dozing off at 7 a.m. And I'm sitting in this chair by the bed she was laying on in the hallway. And I'm finally dozing off, and I hear the doctor come and talk to her. Like, I'm in and out of sleeping, so I hear the doctor come talk to her, and all of a sudden Alexis is shaking me like, hey, we can go. And she had like this little, not a cast, but like it wasn't a cast, it wasn't a bandage, a brace. She had this brace on her wrist. She had I don't even know, fractured it, something, I don't know. She did injure her wrist pretty badly. She was in this brace for 4 weeks. And so we wake up, and I go back out of the emergency room exit with Alexis, and we're gonna walk to my place. Like, she was just gonna sleep at my place because I lived a 5-minute walk from this hospital. But we started walking like maybe 2 feet, and I'm just shivering. I'm so cold, I'm so tired. I was up for 24 hours because I had a midterm at 8:30 the day before, so I was up at 7 the day before to get to school to write my midterm. And then we went out that night, and it was 7 a.m, so I was up for a complete 24 hours. I'm freezing cold, I'm overtired, I'm not really drunk at this point, but like I'm still like a little buzzed. And then Alexis hugs me, and she's like, we'll call a taxi. Which, that taxi is a completely different story. I don't know if I've told it before, but basically we were almost kidnapped by a taxi driver. I'm pretty sure I'll link that video down below because I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before. So that is the time we ended up in the emergency room for 5 hours after a night out. which is ridiculous. Like, their response times were very poor, and I realized we were drunk girls coming into the emergency room, but like one of my friends was actually injured, so I don't know what took them so long. But that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you did enjoy. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I hope you subscribe so you never miss a video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.